Do you find it hard to receive? You're great at giving, but if someone buys something for you, you feel embarrassed or you feel like a burden. Well, today we're talking about the art of receiving. Hi, my name's Catherine, and today we're doing this video because actually this is something I really struggle with. So I wanted to delve a little bit deeper into the reasons why I find it so hard to receive. Now, I don't know about you, but when you're a giver and you give and you give and you give, it can actually put you in a position where others can manipulate you. They can abuse your generosity. And actually, if you can't receive, in a way, that's sort of selfish in itself, because you're not allowing someone else the pleasure of giving. So I decided to have a little think about why is it that I find it so hard to receive. It's similar, I think, to why I've always found it difficult to also receive compliments. Somewhere in there's something to do with self-worth, not feeling good enough. And actually, I don't know how you feel, but if someone gives me something, I feel really guilty, like, oh, they've spent their money on me. But I forget that they're giving it something to me because they want to. Or maybe you have been in a situation where actually gift giving has been something that has been used as a way to make you feel indebted to someone. I've also experienced that too, and that's not a nice feeling, because when we give unconditionally. We give with no expectation of anything in return, because if we do give with an expectation of something in return, then that's not really giving. In the description box, I'm going to link a YouTube video to my favourite poet and philosopher, Khalil Gibran, and I will link one of it's a short extract from the Prophet about giving, just because I love it. Just gives me an excuse to talk about Khalil Gibran. But yes, I look back in my childhood and I thought, where was it that this sort of shame around giving came to me? Now, when I was a child, I grew up, I was raised Catholic, and very much part of what I was taught was that we always think about others. And actually that's something that I too teach my daughter. But I think maybe somewhere along the line in my childhood, that that talk of selfishness perhaps came on a little bit too strong. Being selfish was something that was constantly told to me. Don't do that, that's selfish. You mustn't do this, that's selfish. And so I became sort of afraid of being selfish. I even remember being told that I had to purposely lose in like board games that I was playing, not to upset my sibling. And so I think, therefore, deep down, somewhere in me, there was some sort of inherent feeling of receiving as being selfish. So I don't know what it is that you struggle with, and where you can sort of follow that line back to see why you find it so hard to receive. Yeah, is it that you feel selfish? Is it a sort of shameful feeling around receiving? Is it that you feel indebted to someone? Or is it that you don't want to be vulnerable? You don't want to be the one who is receiving? Now, in more recent years, I'm trying my best to learn how to receive and receive graciously, because I have understood that actually, by not allowing someone else to give to me, I am, as I said previously, denying that person that feel-good factor in giving. They're giving, they want to give, just like when you are given a compliment. Yeah, they want to make you feel good. And so if you can't receive that compliment, or you can't receive that gift, then actually that cannot be very nice. So I think, as much as we like to think it's great that we're givers, yeah, you can fall into sort of a trap of martyrdom if you proclaim yourself just as a giver and you're not someone who is willing to receive. Because actually, receiving is also a selfless act. So as hard as it is, I have learned just recently to learn to receive. And I've learned that through people that I really trust. So I have learned that if I trust someone, then when they give me something, I can actually enjoy that gift. I can have like pure enjoyment of that gift, because I trust that person and I know that they're just giving to me because it makes them happy. So it's something that if you too have difficulty in receiving, it's really something that you ought to have a look at, because the art of giving and receiving is a beautiful thing. And when I say giving, I don't just mean gifts, because as Khalil Gibran says in his poem of giving is actually also to do very much with when you're emotionally giving yourself to someone. Yeah, when you give your time, when you give your care, when you give a listening ear, that is giving. So it's not just in gift form. Okay, I would love to know what you think about this subject, and maybe you have some words of wisdom that might help me and others in learning to be someone who actually is better at receiving. Okay, thank you for listening. Please do comment, like, subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Bye.